meaner each time, don't it, huh? Real spit. Let the Eskimos speak. It goes sinister, minister with his third eye watching the show from the beginning. It's the end of an era, the dawn of an age of Aquarius, buried the truth to be saved. Did you ever think you would see so many slaves? Had that dollar sign on them to make them behave, Stevie. They need us to settle for minimum wage. Get on some pot calling the kettle black shit to stay paid. Damn it. I'm madder than average, mad at the masses. Crabs in the bucket, let's tip it and tuck it, bag it and tag it. The whole bucket, fuck it, they're killing each other. Keep mashing, then let's take the welfare of they bitches to show compassion. Make sure that all our power's on top and it's everlasting. Just pass that generational wealth down and keep passing till we have no more resources left round. And then get absent, meaning cloudy days in the future. That's weather forecasting for that ass. If we don't get up off that ass and make some progress with that movement and investments with that stash. And if you ain't got you no stash, what you been doing with your work? And if you ain't got you no work, how you been measuring your worth, dude? Don't shoot the 50 with me, just tell me the truth. You scared of being on your own, as long as she take care of you, it's cake. And if I'm out of bounds, prove me wrong, get me straight, get up your weight. Real players might get in a bind of bend, but won't break. Power up and never stop. It's the hatter coming back at your batter up in the box. Swing. They ain't prepared to better pressure being real brings. Sitting on the sideline, niggas trying to run schemes. Never heard of hard work, I can only blame them. Cause bad apples have seeds too, don't throw away the stems. Garbage in, garbage out. Social media wins again, let's go to them Joneses' house. Go see what them Joneses about. Do just what them Joneses doing and try to take them Joneses' clout. You might even catch a record deal, cause they got talent scouts. They ran our culture straight in the dirt and brainwashed it. The yes we can movement ain't work, pain squashed it. That sounds kinda like an excuse, cause the painful truth is that we easily distracted and emotionally reactive. So they can use somebody claiming God and Jesus and come wipe us out. Somebody talking nice and know how to please us with the better route. I spit deep shit to make you peep shit. This drug user movement got y'all vibing to some weak shit. Auto-tune product to the bottom and now y'all underneath it. Real rap move like the ocean and y'all seasick. Some of y'all move the ball, but most of y'all defense. Black speak up and black downfall is the weakness. Whole world blind, curves real when it sees it. Said them planes brought them buildings down perfect and y'all believed it. Wait, why these niggas in dresses again? And how these bitches making money messaging men? Is the only way she can make some money showing some skin? Is everything that makes you money tied to some kind of sin? Hold up. And why the court system strictly for the ladies? And how the fuck she making money making babies? Just a couple questions from the real section. Look, we don't want no problems, we just deal checking. I'm the talk shit dean, foul mouth boss. So fuck you in advance if I piss you off. I don't hate whites and I'm not a misogynist. I'm just a call of bullshitologist. It's the Eskimo marathon flow. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle, and every John Doe that took a stand for the black man. The last thing they want is us to expand the lifespan. Snakes will dap you up and backstab you with the same hand. So keep a close watch before they put a stop to your plan. I'm from the south, where the cops and the clan could be the same man. Most of them folks who got caught in them traffic stops ain't stand a chance. Let's keep it a buck. I drop music to take a stance. Yeah, I'm dropping my nuts. Took a glance and I got a tell you that society's fucked. They tap dancing around the truth. In other words, they be dodging it. They poisoning the youth. They think they hip, but they hopping it. Gucci made a blackface and niggas are rocking it. So if you pay for your disrespect off of who are you profiting? Is it your people, your government, or everyone else? You sounding like a sponge. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Don't try to blame someone else for your type of bullshit. My nigga quit. I step on everybody's toes, but that was some for nigga shit. But the program that scammed us into the nigga that and the nigga this. Gotta get a pack, gotta get rich, pull a trigger quick, never fall in love or trust a bitch. And it's convoluted, cause in the jungle that still makes sense. Gotta keep it moving with them bundles, situation tense. It's so consuming and they confusing the minds of great men. They keep us grooving and keep us snoozing time and time again. And these are tender times, they infusing gender lines. They'll say I commit crimes with anti-agenda rhymes. I'd rather let my light shine and y'all respect my mind than to be a hand-picked balloon for them porcupines trying to blow up. I won't get signed by some masterminds, and so what? Blind ain't how I'm designed. They want you streamline, worship in the shrine in that sunken place, trying to make it climb. Y'all too corrupt. All I got is my word and my nuts. Had a dream I talked to Easy, he said, boy, that's enough. And always had the strength to talk to God, cause that's who you trust. It ain't about what you gon' do, it's about how you adjust. So go on and let them haters hate and leave their ass in the dust. It don't matter, you took a break, go ahead and shake off the rust. Go ahead and eat what's on your plate until you done had enough. And ever since I've been awake, I've been on what we discussed, so pay attention. Cause consequences ain't got shit on good prevention. And when it's real game popping, you should listen. Stay in your lane and no hopping and no switching and no flopping and no flipping and no slopping and no slipping. Peep out the new world and see how it plays. What a wonderful creation Mr. Sinister made. Go ahead and grab a Bible and shoot in the fade. But check your mirror, you in denial, that's how you get played. Cause he hungry, he put in work, he came to get it, he came to get you. He gon' take everything you bought and you brought with you. He come for everyone that you fought and who fought with you. By telling true lies through a screen with false pictures. Stay awake now, it's all hate now. Trying to play us like a Kit Kat, give me a break. Now they say that dollar fake is about to be a crypto quake. Wasn't no crypto drill, so ain't nobody ready for that shake. Totalitarian American jelly for your peanut butter, you up for brain surgical cuts. They manufacture guns as if he ain't murdered enough. It's the messianic versus volcanic vertical rush. Don't trust Mr.
Don't trust Mr. Let's get to work. Oh yeah. All right. So no, I see you. We got another one. And at this point, if we not taking this serious, then we gonna find something out real fast.
We have to bring you the very latest on a disturbing act of violence in Florida over the weekend. It was another racist attack in America. The FBI is investigating the deadly shooting at a Dollar General store that's in Jacksonville on Saturday. They're calling it a hate crime. The gunman seen here was white, and he obtained the guns legally, authorities say. All
shout out that nigga Steven, I see you, big home.
President Biden condemned the shooting, saying white supremacy has no place in America. Manuel Bojorquez is in Jacksonville with more on the story. Manny, the shot of this guy walking into that store, knowing what he's going to do, is just chilling to see.
Yeah, it's horrific. Another difficult morning here in Jacksonville. Good morning to you, Gail. We're learning from authorities that the gunman had been involuntarily committed for a mental health evaluation back in 2017, but he was released and he had no criminal history, so he was able to legally purchase 2 weapons. He's now accused of murdering 3 people.
In times like these.
Just steps from the scene of the deadly Dollar General store shooting in Jacksonville, hundreds gathered Sunday to honor the victims and voice their outrage.
We cannot tolerate hate against our black community. We simply cannot and will not tolerate it.
Among the 3 people killed was Gerald Gallion, who was shot as he entered the store. He leaves behind a 4-year-old daughter.
How do you even begin to explain to her what happened?
We haven't.
You haven't?
She doesn't know yet.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We're trying to figure out the words to tell her because she was a daddy's girl.
LaTiffany Gallion is the victim's sister.
He was a loving guy.
He
was a devoted father. He'd do anything for his daughter. And for him to get up and wake up and his life get ended, it's not fair.
Surveillance video captured 21-year-old Ryan Christopher Palmitter walking up to the store just after 1 p.m. Saturday and taking aim at his first victim in the parking lot. Authorities say he wore a face covering, latex gloves, and a bulletproof vest under his shirt. He was also armed with 2 firearms, including an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle covered with swastikas.
When you see him walk out on the sidewalk and he points that gun at that car, he fired 11 rounds at that car. He did not give any warning. He just did it.
Authorities say during the shooting, the gunman, who lived with his parents, texted his father and told him to break into his bedroom. There, his father found a suicide note, a will, and writings Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters described as racist.
The manifesto is quite frankly, the diary of a madman. He was just completely irrational.
Before the shooting, authorities say the gunman was spotted at nearby Edward Waters University. That's less than a mile from this store. He was spotted by a security guard who thought he looked suspicious. That security guard alerted a nearby deputy, and that deputy was just about to alert others, but the shooting had already happened. Nate?
Manny, thank you.
Hold on, my nigga. Hold on. First, let's do this first. Shout out that nigga Colorado Rick coming through the door. I see you, big home. No, we see it. We see it. We on top of it. We on top of it. Shout out that nigga Eddie Gates. Show that love. No words, straight love. I appreciate that, big home. Shout out that nigga Tom Teasy said we in here tonight. You know what the fuck going on, my nigga. I got a question on this right here.
New details this morning into the racially motivated deadly mass shooting in Jacksonville, Florida. The community is now coming together to remember the 3 people killed as we learn more about that suspected gunman. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
A growing memorial outside this Dollar General store in Jacksonville, Florida, after police say a self-proclaimed white supremacist using an AR-15 style rifle and handgun opened fire, killing 3 black people.
I urge us all not to look for sense in a senseless act of violence.
The suspect, identified by police as 21-year-old Ryan Christopher Palmetter, firing off 11 rounds, hitting 52-year-old Angela Michelle Carr's Kia while she sat in a parking lot, killing her. Authorities say he then walked in, shooting and killing 19-year-old employee Gauntt Joseph Laguerre Jr. and 29-year-old Gerald Gallion, the father of a 4-year-old girl.
She's so young, and all she knew was her dad.
The gunman texted his dad to go into his room, where police say he found a last will and testament and suicide note. The family calling police, but their rampage was over after about 10 minutes. The shooter taking his own life as officers arrived on scene. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who's a leading candidate for president, was booed by residents in Jacksonville as he spoke about the shootings.
Florida stands with the community. Help is on the way.
Some saying his policies and rhetoric attacking diversity in the state are in part to blame for creating an atmosphere of intolerance.
Respectfully, Governor, he was not a scumbag. He was a racist.
Investigators say Palmetter was involuntarily held for 72 hours at a mental health facility as a minor in 2017, but that he had no prior criminal history and legally purchased his weapons. Authorities say he had writings containing racist and hateful ideology. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
What? Hold on.
New details this morning into the racially motivated deadly mass shooting in Jacksonville, Florida. The community is now coming together to remember the 3 people killed as we learn more about that suspected gunman. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
A growing memorial outside this Dollar General store in Jacksonville, Florida, after police say a self-proclaimed white supremacist using an AR-15 style rifle and handgun opened fire, killing 3 black people.
I urge us all not to look for sense in a senseless act of violence.
The suspect, identified by police as 21-year-old Ryan Christopher Palmetter, firing off 11 rounds, hitting 52-year-old Angela Michelle Carr's Kia while she sat in a parking lot, killing her. Authorities say he then walked in, shooting and killing 19-year-old employee Gauntt Joseph Laguerre Jr. and 29-year-old Gerald Gallion, the father of a 4-year-old girl.
She's so young, and all she knew was her dad.
The gunman texted his dad to go into his room, where police say he found a last will and testament and suicide note. The family calling police, but their rampage was over after about 10 minutes. The shooter taking his own life as officers arrived on scene. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who's a leading candidate for president, was booed by residents in Jacksonville as he spoke about the shootings.
Florida stands with the community. Help is on the way.
Some saying his policies and rhetoric attacking diversity in the state are in part to blame for creating an atmosphere of intolerance.
Respectfully, Governor, he was not a scumbag. He was a racist.
Investigators say Palmetto was involuntarily held for 72 hours at a mental health facility as a minor in 2017, but that he had no prior criminal history and legally purchased his weapons. Authorities say he had writings containing racist and hateful ideology. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And once again, is something wrong with him mentally? There it is.
We are not a community of hate. We stand united with the good and decent people of this city. We reject this inexcusable violence. And this agency will not rest until this investigation is complete and every available avenue of accountability has been exhausted. Now, I'll be happy to answer any questions after we view this video.
New developments now. Several people are dead in what police now say is a racially motivated.
Hold on. Are they going to show it? Let me make sure.
We are not a community of hate. We stand united with the good and decent people of this city. We reject this inexcusable violence. And this agency will not rest until this investigation is complete and every available avenue of accountability has been exhausted. Now, I'll be happy to answer any questions after we view this video. Again, the video is rather short because I don't think some of the things that are on there are appropriate for television. It's not meant to entertain or be insensitive to our victims and our victims' families. So I wanted the people to be able to see exactly what happened in this situation and just how sickening it is. I'll answer any questions if I can. Yes, sir. We have no information that he worked at that store.
Sheriff, we're hearing reports from witnesses that the gunman let two white women out of the store without harming them before he opened fire. Have you been able to confirm anything like that?
He let, from what I'm understanding from our lieutenant here, he let several people out of the store. Why, I don't know. Some of them were white, but I do believe there was a couple that were not.
Did he give a warning before he started shooting?
No. When you see him walk out on the sidewalk and he points that gun at that car, he fired 11 rounds at that car. He did not give any warning. He just did it.
And when he was inside the store, someone had told me that he'd said, if you don't want to die, then leave the store. Do you know if he said that?
Those are all statements that we're looking into and trying to confirm.
Wow. There it is. There it is. Where do we start? Where do we even pick it up at? Another white boy come down, no life. Look here, my nigga. Look here. Because, you know, first off, I feel ashamed. I feel ashamed that being dead honest, I didn't even know this happened. This happened this weekend in Florida. You can get from where I'm at right now, you can get to Florida in damn near 45 minutes, right up the interstate. And I didn't even know about this. This shit has become so commonplace that nothing stops. There is no 24-hour oh man, crazy news cycle. Like, instead of getting these retarded ass Amber Alerts and these, you know what I'm saying, all these bullshits we get on our phone, why wouldn't that be understood. It's in Florida. I'm getting shit all the way from, you know what I'm saying? Why in the fuck wouldn't that be on the phone? Hey, it was just a active mass shooter up the road. It might be a trigger, you know what I'm saying? Be on point. I didn't even know about this shit. Another low-life white boy so let me explain something to you. I see you be home. Shout out to that nigga Damian Morris coming through. I see you be home. Damian Morris said, back on the day of Sexy Red, you played a track. ? I don't know what you're talking about, Damian. You gotta break that one down, be home. Motherfuckers continue to act as if I'm bullying a motherfucker or I'm just talking shit when I'm asking. Crack came down the pipe. When crack came down, Joe Biden and all them motherfuckers, they got on the A game. When the fucking Black Panthers was walking around with shotguns, because it was illegal to walk around with shotguns. As soon as they seen some niggas in a group with shotguns, overnight they changed the law. Crack came, niggas getting money, changed the law overnight. You can stop and frisk and placate up under the community. Oh no, we took the petition to the black families, and they was tired of their community being ravaged by crack cocaine. So they the one signed it. We give us a petition now that we want every funny looking white boy, we want them to be stopped and frisked. Not only that, you need to have an intrusive dog. What the fuck? So this is what I'm saying. With all the news that Edward Snowden brought to the forefront about the government having all of this spyware technology, you can see what motherfuckers is doing and all this. You got a motherfucker who was sent to a mental asylum. I don't give a fuck for how long. I don't give a fuck if he walked in that bitch and asked for directions. Who in the fuck walks into a mental asylum for directions? He walked in that motherfucker and he had to stay there, but he was able to go and get two straps. I want to shout out Asiatic for giving me this information right here. I want to shout out. Hold on, I see you. Shout that nigga DJ Cutter. I see you, big home. DJ Cutter, no words, straight love. We working, my nigga. You know what the fuck going on, my nigga. That's love. All right. So for the Buffalo shooting, the top gun you see is his gun. If you remember the Buffalo shooting, he went to a predominantly black area and shot as many black folks as possible. I really want the video where he aimed the gun at a white man during that mass shooting. And when he aimed it at the white man, he immediately apologized to him and then went to shoot black people as if they were dogs. He didn't give a fuck what gang they was in, what side of town they were from, or no shit like that. If they was just there visiting, your black skin was just seeing, period, point blank. That white man could have quite possibly been a pedophile, you know what I'm saying, a real predator. But because he was white, sorry about that, sir, I'm so sorry, and went to shooting older black women. The top gun you see is the Buffalo shooter's gun. On the gun, it says, here's your reparations. On the guns, it has all kind of black slurs and white power, and I did this for us and all this POP, hold it down type shit. That's what he wrote on his gun. The bottom gun you see, that is the Jacksonville shooter's gun. Here's a better picture of it. Here's your reparations. I can't read the rest of it. But they write on their guns, like, this is what I'm going to give you. You telling me come on with that bullshit. You telling me with all of this motherfucking information that you have, anybody can clearly see this is coming from young white males, ages 17 to 45 years old. 17 to 45 years old. If you want to just whittle it down, you can say 18 to 25. 18 to 25-year-old white males that are detached from society. They need to release the shit that he has on his computer. I'm sure you can clearly see that him and the Buffalo shooter visited the same sites. They went to the same places. They frequented. That's what they're on. All of these raids you got going down, tapping niggas' phone and all this shit like this. You saying that you can't stop this from happening? You're gonna say that it's too, it would be too widespread. There's no way that you can kind of categorize what's going on. At this point, with this shit happening as consistently as it's happening, as frequently as it's happening, I would think, since you so heavy on this gun shit, why wouldn't you put, just like you did the Black Panthers, why wouldn't you do an overnight, hey, look, if you've ever been to a mental institution, we revoking all that shit. Hey, look, turn your gun back in. First thing. That will be the first thing, so that we can kill this whole, if you own fucking any type of antidepressant, oh, he was on antidepressant medication. Any medication, the same shit that you hear them say the day after they done massacred black people. Why wouldn't you put that on the list and handle that? Black Panthers didn't kill anyone. It was just niggas outside with guns. It was niggas outside with guns, and you changed the law overnight. You telling me with murder for murder? That's a little bit later. You telling me with murder for murder, you can't get nothing going? Yeah, no, you got life fucked up.
New developments now. Several people are dead in what police now say is a racially motivated shooting at a store in Florida. It happened this afternoon inside a Dollar General store in Jacksonville. Police say a white man wearing a tactical vest and armed with an AR-15 rifle and a handgun with swastikas on them walked into the store and shot and killed 3 people. The 3 victims, 2 men and a woman, were black.
There are a number of fatalities, but that is all I know at this point. I'm just out here really to make sure that you know, the folks in the neighborhood know that we're here and that we're here to help and to answer any questions that they have when we can.
The shooter shot and killed himself. Police say he left behind several hate-filled manifestos on a family computer. The FBI Jacksonville field office is assisting in this investigation.
Yeah, I know that shit real. Shout out Naeem Edwards. Shout out Naeem Edwards. That's heavy. That is heavy. Look at how This is Kyle Rittenhouse, another white boy, another mass shooter in America. Look at his blue gloves. What the fuck? On the bottom is the Jacksonville shooter's gun. Look at the blue gloves. Look at the blue gloves. You telling me that people on the internet that are just watching this shit from the TV can put together a pattern, but the FBI, the feds who have the 99% conviction rate and all this shit, y'all can't put two and two together? You don't think these motherfuckers are talking over the internet? You don't think there's a group? You don't think that they're communicating? You think this shit is just everything is autonomous of the next, is separate from the next? Blue gloves. Dog, do you know that if a nigga has a red bandana, a blue bandana, a black bandana, motherfuckers will confirm you as a gang member? They will confirm you as a gang member. You will be verified. The only reason that a motherfucker could think of that you just missing all of these fucking signs is that you are afraid that you will have to arrest your fucking son. Why in the fuck else would you, like, the fuck? We're clearly seeing it right here. Even down to the guns that they're using, these assault rifles that they're using, as if it like their assault rifles are like our J's and shit like that. The way we wear Jordans, the style of Jordans that we like and all that, like, this is the style of gun that they have. You don't think that this is a group of motherfuckers? Dog, shout out Asiatic. Asiatic brought it to the forefront that niggas was hype about, let's break it down. Niggas was hype about this Alabama boat brawl. Niggas was hype. That was a win. And we did feel like it was a win. Niggas was, oh man, this, that, right? This, that shit. He broke it down and said, you think, and hold on. Come on, bitch. I don't know how far down it is. There it is. I see you. Shout out that nigga Alan Fall. Shout out Alan Fall. I'll tell you, big home. That's love. He said, we not ready. We not ready. And nigga, I might be along the same line with you, my nigga. This was the Alabama boat brawl. And during that brawl, a white girl got hit with a chair. Asiatic was like, yeah, that ain't gonna go over too well. That's not gonna go over too well. Next thing you know,
New developments now. Several people are dead in what police now say is a racially motivated shooting at a store in Florida. It happened this afternoon inside a Dollar General store in Jacksonville. Police say a white man wearing a tactical vest and armed with an AR-15 rifle and a handgun with swastikas on them walked into the store and shot and killed 3 people. The 3 victims, 2 men and a woman, were black.
There are a number of fatalities, but that is all I know at this point. I'm just out here really to make sure that you know, the folks in the neighborhood know that we're here and that we're here to help and to answer any questions that they have when we can.
The shooter shot and killed himself. Police say he left behind several hate-filled manifestos on a family computer. The FBI Jacksonville field office is assisting in this investigation.
We are not a community of hate. We stand united with the good and decent people of this city. We reject this inexcusable violence, and this agency will not rest until this investigation is complete and every available avenue of accountability has been exhausted. Now, I'll be happy to answer any questions after we view this video. Again, the video is rather short because I don't think some of the things that are on there are appropriate for television. It's not meant to entertain or be insensitive to our victims and our victims' families. So I wanted the people to be able to see exactly what happened in this situation and just how sickening it is. I'll answer any questions if I can. Yes, sir. We have no information that he worked at that store.
Dog, I'm looking at it. Hold on, let me just Ryan Christopher Palmetto, November 28th, 2001. See, motherfuckers think that it's a joke. They think it's a joke when I'm telling you about that sexual frustration that comes being awkward around girls, not understanding why, but wanting. Extremely important you understand that. Wanting to be wanted, wanting to be, you know, a girl to like them. Wow. Come on, my nigga. You can't tell me that don't look like any motherfucker. Like we see these people. I'm gonna be for real. Dog, it's a motherfucker that work at the gas station overnight that look like this. I keep explaining it. I see you. I keep explaining it. Like there is no happy or a motherfucker being cool with not having bitches. Period. Point blank. There is no being cool that girls don't find like, so you've never, you know what I'm saying? Like girls have never liked you. Never had sex. You've always been rejected, always been laughed at. and you think that motherfucker is all good? No, the motherfucker has a plan. Like, he's gonna handle business, but instead of, that's crazy too. That's crazy. I'm gonna get to, hold on. Shout out to that nigga Fred Wheels, no worries, straight love. I appreciate that, big homie. That's love. Shout out China Horns. No worries, straight love. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Instead of them going out and going to the girl that rejected them, or you know what I'm saying, the girls that they want that don't want them, they want to make it seem like they're going out for a righteous cause. Yeah, I believe in, but it's all hate. So the hate they truly have is a sexual frustration, tired of watching Pornhub, tired of having to, you know, pretend and all this shit. They want a relationship. They want what they can't have. And because they can't, and they've been embarrassed so many times, that hate just continues to get deeper and deeper and deeper inside of them. And they need a release. They need a outlet. It would be equivalent to your girl is mad about you cheating, or she think you cheating, but she can't come out and say that because she don't want to look like, you know, she accusing you and shit like that. So she snap on you about why the fuck the dishes ain't washing. She going way too hard about these dishes. You can tell it's something else. It's the same thing with this. These motherfuckers are mad as fuck that they're not accepted in society, but mainly because a motherfucker would not mind being outcast from society if, you know, he had a girl with him, you know, somebody he could talk to and make him feel like a man. You know what I'm saying? This is what you're seeing is compensation. You're trying to compensate for not being manly because women don't find you attractive. You're not getting the fuck nothing. Like, that is what a man is supposed to do. He's supposed to fuck. And you know what I'm saying? You know, sex is deep. Sex is like you're conquering somebody. It's it strokes your ego that a woman will let you, you know what I'm saying? And you don't understand how deep that is until you see one of these motherfuckers lash out because they've been deprived of that. And the only way that you can substitute you being a man but not being able to, you know, have women is I can go kill. You look at these situations, and my whole thing is like, how in the fuck do you not see? The story is this. He was in Florida. He's from Florida, so he stays like 30 minutes away or some shit like that. He wanted to go to a HBCU, but something happened, so he couldn't go there. So he settled for the hood store, no different than the shooter in Buffalo. I'm just looking for black people. Wherever they are concentrated, that's where I'm going. When he left the house, he knew that he wasn't coming back. This was suicide. He knew he was. That's what it was. Like, you don't want. Let me show you. These dudes don't. If a girl would tell, a girl could talk them off the ledge. This is what I hate the word, but this is what a simp is. A girl can talk to them and make them do things. A girl would be able to counteract this shit that he has in his head, but because he has no girl, he's too awkward for friends. The only friends that he might have would be the Kyle Rittenhouses and the other, you know, boys like him. And they're not really friends. They just have a common enemy or a common problem. They're not really friends. But if he had a girl, he wouldn't mind being a simp. He wouldn't mind doing whatever she said. He just wants that companionship. But because it was nothing there to counteract these thoughts, and all he had was other people like him that were also getting turned down without even trying by women. They've been turned down so much, they look in the mirror and they can't value what they see because no one else does. They can't value what they see because no one else does. And that existence can only be had for so long before they snap. Now, I don't want you to get it fucked up as if we don't have niggas that are going through that same thing. And you see them at times, you know, they'll have these little situations, but there is something in, we can clearly see it. There's something in melanin that is inherently good. So you will have to fight yourself a lot more to do something evil. You would have to fight a lot more. But for them, they don't have that. They don't have that voice telling them, don't do this. This is evil. Don't do this. So they can carry out these things. Tell me that there's no one in your town. How the fuck would you know? How would you know? People like this, they hide. They hide. That's the whole point. They don't feel like they fit in society. They hated high school. This is why a lot of times they'll go back to these schools. They want to hurt society like society hurt them. Because they've been exorcised from society and been banished, and anytime they come around, they, you know, people laugh at them. They're called weird. They're treated like they're weird. If somebody's nice to them, it's pretty much a joke. You know, it's not serious. They're not seriously, you know what I'm saying, showing you love or care. It's a joke. And that is their existence. This is what makes them dangerous. They have nothing that is connecting them to society, the world, nothing. They're just there. And that is why, like I said, when I see these guys, when I see this type of dude, dog, I'm looking at him. I'm trying to see what the fuck, you know what I'm saying, is going on with him. I don't trust these motherfuckers, man. I don't trust these motherfuckers, man. Like, dog, I'm looking at this picture and I'm like, dog, you know, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking in my head, am I more scared of white boys like that than I am of a nigga who look like me? It'll be a close race. I don't think I will be afraid of a nigga. I'll be weary of them. And I will admit that. I'm weary of niggas who look like me. I want to show y'all something.
Somebody please come over here and look at this and tell me what little baby got going on. Please. Somebody please come over here and look at this and tell me what little baby got going on. Please.
Was that the video?
Somebody please come over here and look at this and tell me what little baby got going on. Please.
A lot of people are seeing Lil Baby now, and it's like these white folks, white dudes around him are doing shit to him that a nigga would never let a nigga do. It is ingrained in us, you know what I'm saying, that watch this nigga must think I'm weak. That is in our minds, period, point blank. It is what it is. You can deny it right here, but you'll go out tomorrow and a nigga say something to you and you'll take that shit way more offensively than when a white man say it to you. You don't feel like you're connected. He can say something and you'll just drive off. Fuck that white man. I ain't really, but a nigga, you feel like I gotta show this nigga. And that shit isn't, it's, dog, we've been, why in the fuck can't I never think of that word? What is that word? Ingrained is a synonym of it, but it's not initiated. Man, I hate that shit. But we programmed like that. When in real life, this is the enemy. This is the enemy right here. Indoctrinated. Yes. Thank you so much. This is the enemy right here. I see you. Hold on. I see you. Shout out to that nigga Bo T. Bo T come through. He said they don't want it. Yeah, I maybe I'm not coming through. They don't want it. You talking about us? I'm assuming that you black, Bo. You're gonna have to come back and say that. I appreciate that love on the cash app. Now, these motherfuckers are the enemy. This motherfucker will walk into the gas station. He'll walk into the dog. Shout out to that nigga Ram. I see you. Shout out to that nigga walk him down, Ram. You know that nigga always gonna rock out the real way. I see you, Ram. This white boy that you've never met, he will walk into the Family Dollar. There's a video, and I hate to even play this.
To bring you the very latest on.
There's a video that I guess went it didn't go viral. It went V. We'll just say it went V or whatever like that. It got like, I don't never have numbers on Instagram, but it's damn, it had 20,000 views on Instagram and shit. Y'all know that I have an issue with my oldest girl. She growing up too fucking fast for me. You know what I'm saying? Growing up way too fast for me. And because of that, I have to spend a lot more time with her so I can make sure I stay in her life, so I know what look like what, mad, ain't, whatever it is. I need to know who her friends are. I need to know everything about everything so I can, not to be overbearing, but I just need to know these things. But it was a video. I'll show it to you.
Right, this is the main difference between when we was growing up and these children nowadays. This is what she calls eating her wings. It is eating. Do you see all the meat on this thing here? Use it? You gotta be kidding me with this. You tripping out with that one. This is what she called eating, and she want to give this to the dog. I'm telling you, these kids are different nowadays. Let me see what this is. You know. No, don't touch it. Wait. I don't.
So we in the place, we eating or whatever like that. Dog, do you know how fucking that thought alone, my nigga? That thought alone. Dog, let's come on, y'all. Let's focus up right now. Let's focus up. Whatever place that you take your child, I'm talking about your child right now. And for those of you who don't have children yet, that place that you go out with your girlfriend, the place you go out with your boyfriend, your son, I'm talking the place that you go out, take you out of it, because it's just kind of came to me kind of heavy. You're out with that one that you love, and you know that when you're out with them, you have to look out for them. You know what I'm saying? They'll be looking to you for safety. If something was to happen, they will be looking to you to protect them. So whatever person it is that you know that when something go down, you're going to be in charge. Wow. 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 I ain't gonna lie, dog. That just made me uncomfortable. On some real shit. That just made me uncomfortable. Cause I really do that. Like I really do be doing that. Like, and I have fun when I'm out with the children. I'm carefree. I'm a felon, so I don't have any guns, but I definitely don't take any guns out to eat with them, because I don't want to get, I'm not taking them to, those places and everything. I'm taking them places to where if something does go down, at the most it'll be, it'll be a physical thing. But I'm I don't even be thinking about man. So you're out with the one that you love, and you know that they're gonna be looking to you if anything goes haywire. You out having fun, laughing at them, they laughing at you. This is the person I'm talking about, your mother, grandma, whoever it may be. But I'm this is something that I actually do a lot, and I'm always out. I never want to stay at home. I never want to stay at home with my children. I always want to take them out so that I want them to learn about society. I want them to see how I move in society, so they can see what confidence looks like, so they can, there's things I want them to pick up on. And honestly, I'm always, if we're talking about war, I'm always lacking. I'm not even thinking about violence. That's why I like being around them, is because it takes me outside of wow, man, it's so crazy, because I did not even look at it like this until I just put it in those, like, when I put this picture right here, him coming through that door could be any doorway. Understand that this shit happened in a place where shit doesn't happen. This isn't no fucking, high price fucking, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no historical area or no shit like this. This is just some fucking place. The Dollar General in your city is not important. It's not important. The places that you go in your city are not important. You go there every day. You can go there in your fucking sleeping clothes. You wouldn't give a fuck. But you're out with this person that you love, and you have to protect. And this motherfucker come through the door. I can't ask y'all. What would you make sure you prepared? And then hey, nigga, make sure you prepared, and you got to get ready. Without asking myself that same question. And my answer is what is, because I'm thinking about that place that we were at in that video. There is no, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a dead end. There's a wall there. There's no getting out of there. There is no getting out of there. So we're going to take this another direction. If we can't do nothing else about this shit, so we got it down pat. The government ain't going to do shit about it because these are their sons. They're not going to arrest their sons. But these motherfuckers, like, we could easily, any one of us on some real shit, any one of us could be these people, because all of us are unprepared. There's somewhere that we go with our loved one that we are not prepared. We're not thinking that a motherfucker is going. We think if a motherfucker come in this bitch with some bullshit, it's going to be with somebody that he got into it with. We not into it with nobody. We not beefing with nobody. So we not thinking no motherfuckers coming in here aiming at us and our children. This could easily have been any one of us. We all have places we go where like nigga don't shit happen around here. Like this ain't New York. This ain't the big city. Like we in different, you know what I'm saying? If we don't get nothing else from this situation, we don't get no aid from nobody or no shit like that. What we can get is what I just got. Now that I see how horribly I set myself up for failure, because this is going on right now. There is no question about it. This is happening, right? This shit just like, all right. Dog, this ain't no dream. This shit actually happened. This actually happened. A white boy who was mad that he don't have no bitches and he's still a virgin and all this shit. He don't, dog. If a girl would fuck with him, he wouldn't give a fuck about being a racist. He's just lonely and doesn't understand why people don't like him. And instead of him, you know, trying to change something with him, he wants to fuck up society. There are people like this everywhere. You tell me that there's not somebody like this somewhere around you. And I would ask you, how in the fuck do you know that? Nobody knew this motherfucker. Nobody knows this motherfucker where he's from. There's motherfuckers you went to school with that, like, you would not know their name if you seen them, but you know you went to school with them. They've been invisible since then. They've always been invisible, and they're still invisible till this, like right now. Why wouldn't they come and do shit like this? They don't have anything in their eyes. They don't have shit. You know this ain't no they broke as fuck. We do shit when we broke. We go broke and we start, but we still ain't on no hurting people shit. We're trying to, you know, rob a motherfucker. These motherfuckers will have all the money, but just feel like, oh, fuck this shit. People aren't treating me. This is white privilege. White privilege is when you're not getting treated like how you feel like your privilege should have you be treated, you go kill people. Your problem is everybody else's problems. If that isn't a slave owner or a king mentality, I don't know what is. What you feel everybody else should feel? He was living a good life and that's why he did this? No. It's not famous people doing these type of things. Famous people at the most will commit suicide, but they won't go and hurt people. He's trying to get people to feel what he feels. And in his mind, that makes sense. That's white privilege. A nigga ain't never had that issue in his mind, feeling like the world posed to motherfucking feel what he feeling. The most is nigga in the hood and niggas is getting money and nobody ain't told him nothing. So he go rob a nigga or whatever the fuck, nigga start hating. This is what white privilege is. You have to know that this can happen anywhere. I just had a realization right here, right now. Damn, I'm setting myself up for failure. If ever one of these motherfuckers should snap around me, how in the fuck would you know? So if you don't get nothing else from it, dog, from now on, when me and my girls go out, I'm gonna make sure I'm not so happy that I'm with them that I'm just lackadaisical and I put myself in a dead end. if somebody came through the door or something like that, I'm gonna make sure I set myself up better, because in real time, honestly, I had never thought about that. And you know, Asiatic is like family to me, and he owned that. You know, I got Colorado Rick, Bobby Boumani. Even with all that, I come from the street, so it's like, as long as you ain't beefing with nobody, it ain't nothing. And you know how to tell when niggas is about to start, you know what I'm saying? But this is a whole different threat we dealing with. This is a whole different threat we dealing with. No, I see. Hold on, I just got heavy with that. Shout out to that nigga 92 Dolo. 92 Dolo said, appreciate the content from Texas to Alabama. That's love, big home. I appreciate that love. Man, shout out to that nigga Alexander Oozer. Alexander Oozer said, nobody coming to save you. Carry and return fire. It's real shit, my nigga. Shout out to that nigga Chaz Freeman coming through. Chaz Freeman said, all love, my G. That's real. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. When I'm looking at these people, the type of hatred that they have to go in and kill random people just because they black, and to have no mercy, to even revel in people begging for their life, finally being able to live out their dream of causing harm to people and living out their video game fantasies. Dog, on some real shit, my nigga. Just on some real shit. I don't see how we could play with this shit. I don't see how we could play around with this. Nobody is trying to stop this. If they were going to stop it, they would have been did something. We can clearly see a profile. You can clearly see the profile. White boys, weird white boys. Society. What about society? Society, you can clearly see you are way more likely to be murdered by this motherfucker than a motherfucker that look like me. Since nobody is coming to save us, nobody coming to help us on nothing, we're gonna have to help ourselves. And that's why I feel like Naeem Edwards is so important with what she does with, you know, helping people get their gun rights back and shit like that. I've been bullshitting on making sure that I'm legal to where I don't have to worry about police and put myself in a rap trap to where I got to worry about police and motherfuckers who might want to cause me harm. This shit is serious now. It's serious. This ain't just on the internet. Like, this could easily, let me show you.
New details this morning into the racially motivated deadly mass shooting in Jacksonville, Florida. The community is now coming together to remember the 3 people killed as we learn more about that suspected gunman. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
A growing memorial outside this Dollar General store in Jacksonville, Florida, after police say a self-proclaimed white supremacist using an AR-15 style rifle and handgun opened fire, killing 3 black people.
I urge us all not to look for sense in a senseless act of violence.
The suspect, identified by police as 21-year-old Ryan Christopher Palmetter, firing off 11 rounds, hitting 52-year-old Angela Michelle Carr's Kia while she sat in a parking lot, killing her. Authorities say he then walked in, shooting and killing 19-year-old employee Anolt Joseph Laguerre Jr. and 29-year-old Gerald Gallion, the father of a 4-year-old girl.
She's so young, and all she knew was her dad.
The gunman texted his dad to go into his room, where police say he found a last will and testament and suicide note. The family calling police, but their rampage was over after about 10 minutes. The shooter taking his own life as officers arrived on scene. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who's a leading candidate for president, was booed by residents in Jacksonville as he spoke about the shootings.
Florida stands with the community. Help is on the way.
Some saying his policies and rhetoric attacking diversity in the state are in part to blame for creating an atmosphere of intolerance.
Respectfully, Governor, he was not a scumbag. He was a racist.
Investigators say Palmetter was involuntarily held for 72 hours at a mental health facility as a minor in 2017, but that he had no prior criminal history and legally purchased his weapons. Authorities say he had writings containing racist and hateful ideology. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
We are not a community of hate. We stand united with the good and decent people of this city. We reject this inexcusable violence, and this agency will not rest until this investigation is complete and every available avenue of accountability has been exhausted. Now, I'll be happy to answer any questions after we review this video. Again, the video is rather short because I don't think some of the things that are on there are appropriate for television. And it's not meant to entertain or be insensitive to our victims and our victims' families. So I wanted the people to be able to see exactly what happened in this situation and just how sickening it is. I'll answer any questions if I can. Yes, sir. We have no information that he worked at that store.
Sheriff, we're hearing reports from witnesses that the gunman let 2 white women out of the store without harming them before he opened fire. Have you been able to confirm anything like that?
He let, from what I'm understanding from our lieutenant here, he let several people out of the store. Why, I don't know. Some of them were white, but I do believe there was a couple that were not.
Did he give a warning before he started shooting?
No. When you see him walk out on the sidewalk and he points that gun at that car, he fired 11 rounds at that car. He did not give any warning. He just did it.
And when he was inside the store, someone had told me that he'd said, if you don't want to die, then leave the store. Do you know if he said that?
Those are all statements.
No, I see it. I see it. I'm gonna do that from the. I appreciate it, real time. I appreciate that, Charles. That's love. And you right. We all gotta step it up. We all gotta step it up. Shout out to that nigga Charles coming through. I appreciate you. I want to ask this though. I got a question I want to ask. Got a little question I want to ask. So, if you type in war in Jacksonville, you will get a whole timeline on the shooters out there. There are some real shooters out there in Jacksonville. Even I think they got Fort Myers out there. It's a couple places out there in Florida that are just heavy with the gunplay. Why, like, you can get all the information that you need on the ops and they people and all this other shit like this. Why every time this shit happen, it ain't never no retaliation? Like, we can speculate and say that this Florida shit happened because of the Alabama shit that happened. Oh, why do it always stop with our innocent being murdered and there is no fucking response? Y'all niggas have made a whole fucking culture, a whole rap style built on killing motherfuckers, and you don't give a fuck. As long as they connected with them, you gonna kill them, and that's because they dissed one of your deads. What about they caused one of the innocents from your community? This is why, like, dog, I hate to even be on that type of wave, but this shit ain't making no sense. How in the fuck can a nigga even listen to what the fuck y'all saying in these songs when these motherfuckers are walking around with impunity? Motherfucker was saying the same thing about George Zimmerman. Said George Zimmerman sold the damn gun that he killed Trayvon with for $250,000. How is it that everybody gets looked over except us? So you will kill a 13-year-old black boy because he was with the niggas that you beefing with, but the actual man who killed Trayvon Martin signed Skittle packages and sold the gun that he killed him with for $250,000. It ain't nothing for him, not even a verse in a song or nothing. You sliding on whoever, broad daylight. You don't give a fuck with the police there, but
New developments now. Several people are dead in what police now say is a racially motivated.
that shit didn't even have no, it don't got no. That's how you beat the people mentally, is by killing their civilians. And so who says that there isn't a group of people celebrating the same way we celebrate black boys getting murdered and put them in packs and smoke them and shit like that? They doing the same thing. How in the fuck can we win? They killing us and we killing us. How in the fuck can we win? They don't, dog, none of them, they don't even have no sound. What's up with that? They don't, those don't even have no sound on them. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that too. A motherfucker knows somebody who look like this around where they at, and you ain't thinking nothing of him. He damn near invisible to you. And it's been like that for the last one, the one before that, and the one before that. They didn't have no issue stereotyping us and making laws against us. At some point, we're gonna have to bring that same shit back to them. just I'm looking at this motherfucker and it's like, yeah, no. He looked like one of them shooters. New details are emerging about what happened to Dylan Roof, the man who killed 9 people in Charleston Church. In the hours that followed his arrest, police in Shelby, North Carolina, reportedly bought the 21-year-old food from Burger King after he was taken into custody. Wow. So I guess it's just like how a nigga get treated like a king, you know what I'm saying? When he knocks something down, they get treated like a king by the police. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like this. If we can't get no type of systematic change and they not gonna actually start cracking down on motherfuckers that's on medication or motherfuckers who been to mental institutions and shit like that, then we're gonna have to protect ourselves. Or you can wait until it's you. And motherfuckers gonna do the same thing. They gonna cry and all that shit like that. But dog, that shit would just what if that shit happens and you with your loved one that you have to protect and they lose their life and you survive? You know how torturous that would be? Come on, my nigga. Come on. Yeah, so I didn't know about this shit. I wanted to make sure y'all knew about it. It's heavy. Shit is happening so much at this point to where we can't even feel how we supposed to feel because it's too normalized at this point. It is what it is. I appreciate y'all coming through. Shout out to everybody who came through on the Cash App and the PayPal supporting what we do over here. We're gonna keep working, keep pushing forward. I'll see y'all in a minute. Love.